this right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, just that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashin' for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route and working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scarred bitch, that's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard. I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. Dig. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. All right, man, we back at it, man. Once again, I think I was kind of loud on that last live, man. But y'all said it was cool, so I guess it was cool. But, yeah, man, we back at this shit, man. Y'all already know what to do, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a Pimp's domain. Hit that like button, man. Yeah, man, it's top of the morning and Pimp gonna talk his shit. Yeah. Y'all already know my first order of business, man. I got to put some love in my body, which I'm almost depleted. I need to go get some more. Cheers to the game. Okay. So first, I'm gonna give y'all the follow-up information. At the time when I went live last night, I hadn't looked at my leg. Obviously, it was leaking, and I saw that it was leaking, but I hadn't like actually took my pants off and looked at my leg. At the time when y'all saw me live last night, after the live was over with, I looked at my leg and saw that it was like a wound that needed to be tended to. So I went to the hospital, got it stitched up. For those of y'all, some of y'all probably seen my story on IG. I posted, pictures and videos and stuff like that. Excuse me. So I just needed 2 stitches. That's it. It was a small wound, like probably the width of my, about the width of my index fingernail. It's about that wide. But even though it was a small wound as far as like circumference or whatever, it was a deep wound. So I don't know what the hell I hit on that motorcycle, but whatever it was, like, pressed through my skin, and so I had to get a couple stitches. So, it's all good, though. Slight little pain, but it's all good. It ain't shit. Pimp gonna be all right. So, ultimately I'm good. Everything is all good, right? I just got back from the hospital probably a couple hours ago, something like that. But yeah, man, everything is all good. But I've been reading y'all's comments. It's been the machine gun funk when it comes to the comments section. Rapid fire, which is to be expected on the internet. Opinions is like assholes. Everybody got one, so everybody, feels the need to share their opinions about the situation or, things to do with the situation. But this is the thing, right? I see a lot of y'all saying, oh, man, it's time to leave Medellin, Freeze. Man, Freeze, you so stupid, man. You standing there with expensive items in a bag in one spot and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da. A lot of y'all don't even know what goes on around here. Even some of y'all who have been here, and some of y'all probably who have spent more time here than me, you don't really know what goes on around here. You just go off of what you hear in the news about passport bros and all this old type of shit, but you don't really see firsthand what goes on, a lot of you. I seen some people like, man, I done been to Medellin 100 times, man. I done been to that area 100 times and ain't nothing ever happened to me. Yeah, because you's a nerd and you probably go from point A to point B. You don't hang out. You don't be talking to bitches. You probably got your one little broad that you go trick on and then that's it. You her regular and, you ain't really in the mix like that, right? But me, wherever I go, I'm going to get in the mix. And it ain't no... because it's a lot of people saying shit like that too, like, oh man, all these supposed to be hood dudes, man. They just like going to the hood wherever they at, man, and da 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 da. Like what they call it? They got a new term for the shit now. I don't know if it's hood tourism or ghetto tourism or whatever it is, right? But me, I just like to go where I go, and it doesn't have to be a hood area or anything like that. I just like to go where I go, and I'm not going to move in fear. I don't give a damn what's going on. I'm not going to move in fear. Of course, I'm going to be aware of my surroundings and be as cautious as possible. But this is what you got to understand, right? Medellin ain't the only dangerous place in the world. And it's not the most dangerous place in the world. The world itself as a whole is dangerous, right? And see, everybody talking about, yeah, man, it's time to go back home, freeze, man. It's time to leave Colombia, man. Go somewhere else, go back home, do this, do that. Guess what? Back home for me is Arizona. Y'all know I'm from California, but I live in Arizona. Guess what happens in Arizona? The same shit that be happening here. Actually worse. Because even though firearms are outlawed in Medellin, guess what? People still got guns. People still get shot. But guess what else? Way more people have guns in Phoenix than they do in Medellin. So there's way more shootings going on in Phoenix than in Medellin, right? It's probably way more people getting robbed too. The crime rate as a whole is probably higher in Phoenix and other major cities in America than it is in Medellin. See, Medellin just got the reputation because of the cartel and Pablo Escobar and all that shit, right? But what you got to understand, like I said, when you come here, you understand that it's not nearly as bad as it used to be, but at the same time, it's still a major city, so everything happens in major cities. But let me explain to you why I feel like on the real, even though the little bullshit happened to me last night, I still feel much safer moving around in public in Colombia than I do in the United States. You know why? They don't have a such thing as mass shooters out here. You know what I mean? Like, people don't just go crazy and say, you know what, I'm going to go to this public place where it's thousands of people and I'm going to just shoot as many as I can. Or you know what, I'm going to go to this place of worship where people are praying and, getting closer to God, and I'm going to just take out as many of them as I can. You know, I'm going to go to this school, where it's kids that ain't never hurt nobody there and teachers and all. I'm going to get as many of them as I can. You don't hear about that here. It doesn't happen here. So, not just that, but it's a whole bunch of other things. Like, man, I'm from Los Angeles County, man. And even that place is not nearly as dangerous as it used to be. But shit still happens. Everybody telling me that I need to leave here and go home. Guess what's happening at home? Way worse shit than what happened to me last night. So, the solution is not going from one location to the other. The solution is being right up here. That's the solution. The solution is game. As I've told y'all many times before, the solution for everything is game. The solution for my situation is not relocation. That's not it. Because guess what? People get caught slipping everywhere. So if you're not on point, you get caught slipping anywhere. And for those of y'all who think y'all smarter than me or y'all, know better than to do something that I did and all that type of shit, hey, man, some of the most ingenious people have got. I don't believe anybody who has made a comment or anybody who's in the chat right now is more brilliant than Malcolm X. I don't think any of y'all is more brilliant than Martin Luther King, myself included. And things happen to those people. Nipsey Hussle, the list goes on and on, man. The bottom line is danger is not exclusive to specific locations. Shit can happen to you anywhere. So for all of y'all that's, telling me I need to go somewhere else or I should have known better than this and all that type of shit, the location ain't the problem. You can always blame something outside of yourself you know, but I'm not that type of individual. I always look at myself and say, you know, what I could have did better and this, that, and the third. And nobody's perfect, you know. But the bottom line is I'm good and everything is all good. I was reading some of the comment. Matter of fact, okay, even better. Excuse my pimping. Just getting right so I can read these comments. But, you know, nonetheless, I appreciate everybody's concern. I appreciate everybody's well wishes and things of that nature. But I'm good, man. And then this is what you got to keep in mind too, right? I believe I don't want to say an anomaly, but what happened to me last night is rare. If you ask people that spend a lot of time in that area and are, you know, very familiar with that area, even locals, like what happened to me last night, that doesn't happen a lot. I'm not saying I'm the first person that happened to. I'm pretty sure that I wasn't nearly the first or one of the first people that that has happened to in that area, but I believe that that is something that doesn't happen very often down there. I also believe that the reason why it happened to me in particular is because whoever did that, which I believe, you know, more than likely their intention was to get my belongings, and I think they made off with like one of my belongings, my tripod that I had just bought. But if that's their intention, right, and they're a lot smaller than me, and they could look at me and see that I'm physically fit, more than likely I'm strong, uh, the average smaller person sizing me up ain't gonna take the chance of getting in the tussle with me. If I was somebody else looking at it from their perspective, if I see somebody like me that's my size and I'm smaller than them and they look like they go to the gym every day and all that type of shit, I'm not going to just try to snatch that person's bag and run. No. Like if I'm that type of person, if I, you know, the average person that I do this to on a regular basis, no, this one, I'm not about to do him like that. You know, women and guys my size, yeah, I can snatch their bag and get on and it's all good. But this guy, nah, I'm not taking that chance. So I'm gonna neutralize him. You know, so that way when I snatch his bag, he's not gonna be able to respond, you know, in an unfavorable way against me. So I believe that's why the individual did what they did to me in particular. You know, it's all kind of little shops around there. They probably didn't even have no mace to begin with, but it's so many different little shops around there where you can just grab the little pepper spray. And they probably seen me and was like, you know what? I really want whatever's in that bag, because you couldn't even see really what was in my bags. You might have been able to kind of like get a glimpse of the top of the box of the tripod, because the tripod was in like a long, you know, skinny box. And they probably could look at the top of that bag and see what it was. But the microphones in the other bag, you couldn't see at all what that was, but they probably figured it was something, whatever it was. Honestly, I think they didn't even have a clue what was in my bags. They just seen me with some bags and wanted to get them. Right? People do stuff like that all the time. In California is like the capital of that shit right now, where, them bippers, they go in the cars not knowing what they gonna find. It's like a Easter egg hunt. Sometimes they come up dry, sometimes they come up big. So that's probably what was going on in this situation with me. But yeah. So people thinking that what happened to me is something that, they do all the time. Like, yeah, man, I heard they be, because that's how rumors get started. Man, they be macing people all the time down there and taking their shit, man. You seen what happened to Freeze? No, that's not what happens all the time. Right? So I just want that to be understood. That's not the normal that's not the normal get down. Trey Taylor, Crew Tractor, good looking with the $2 holler, he said, for the tripod fund. Appreciate you, man. Oh, shit. Damn. Okay. Sucker repelling, as always, man. Good looking with that $50 holler. Top of the morning, Pete. Rest up. Hit that beach today. Rejuvenate and get that energy back to 100%. Keep enjoying Colombia. Keep enjoying Colombia and give us a new cooking vid, man. Blessings. Glory to the game. Long live Sinful to P. Yeah, man, ain't no beaches around here. I'm up in the mountains, man. It's a bunch of hills around this thing, and I can't even walk up and down hills right now. That's probably one of the main things that I'm upset about. Not only that I could go to the gym and do some other things besides leg workouts, but I can't walk around here the way I would like to because it's all these hills and shit, and the way my leg is right now, it ain't really a good idea for me to be out there trying to fade these hills and shit, man. So I can't do what I want to do. But I'm blessed. I'm counting my blessings, It could be much worse. And it's not. But good looking. I appreciate you. But yeah, man, then, you got all these people in the comments talking about, oh man, they, targeted crimes against Americans down there is going up and this, that, and the third and all this shit, like, or targeted crimes against Black Americans is going up and all this. It ain't like that, man. Don't nobody saying anything like that got, real data, like they've been out here, doing surveys and getting statistics and all that type of shit like they know firsthand. No, people just see certain stories on the internet and just come to their own conclusion that, oh man, they targeting Americans down there. Nah. Shit, Colombians get robbed out here too. Ain't nobody gonna talk about that though. And then, don't nobody really know the data when it comes to that. But the bottom line, man, I done been through much worse shit in life. That was like, it was unfortunate, but it is what it is. It was just some shit, man. But, for anybody who might have been thinking about coming to Medellin, Colombia, don't use my situation as discouragement, or don't allow it to discourage you from coming here, because it's still a beautiful place. I still like it here. I'm still enjoying myself. You know, it's still a lot that I want to see and do while I'm here. And I'm not going to let that ruin my experience here, you know, because shit, I love America. Whole bunch of bad shit didn't happen to me there. You think I'm going to stop going to America? You think I stopped going to Long Beach when I got shot there? No. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I say the solution ain't the location, because whatever location you can go to, it's some bullshit happening there. You know what I mean? How many of y'all either have experienced that yourself, or you got family members, or you know people that's like, yeah, you know, when I was little, we lived in this city, in this neighborhood, and then my mom or my parents moved us out of that city and neighborhood over to this city and neighborhood to get away from the gang banging and the drugs and all that. But guess what's going on in the city and neighborhood that they moved to? The same shit. Gang banging, drugs, all that type of shit. You know, shit goes on everywhere. Certain places have a higher frequency of things going on than others, but shit goes on everywhere. So it don't make no sense to try to like run from place to place to avoid this and avoid that. Now, of course, some places is just a obvious dead giveaway. Like, yeah, you probably don't want to be over here like this and doing that and during this time and all this type of stuff. Of course, you know, you want to heed those types of things, but to just avoid, you know, a country altogether or a city altogether and all this type of shit just because of something that happened to somebody or some people, that don't make no sense. Because if that's how you feel, if that's how you think, you might as well go move under a rock and stay there. Don't never come from under that rock. Yeah, man, you know, because this is what you got to keep in mind, right? Guess what? Everywhere in the world, every city that you could travel to, every place that you can go to, guess what they all got in common? They got human beings there. They got human beings in Colombia. Guess what else they got? Guess where else they got human beings at? America. They got human beings in Asia, Europe. They got human beings all over the world. And guess what? All human beings have the potential to be dangerous. From the sweetest little grandmother to the little Mormon kid who ride his bike and pass out Bibles on Sundays. Everybody has the potential to be dangerous. So, you know, as long as you in this flesh, as long as you inhaling and exhaling, as long as you got blood flowing through your veins, guess what? You have the potential to be dangerous just like everybody else around the world. So, and some people who woke up this morning and didn't think they was going to have to be dangerous are going to have to be dangerous today, or do some dangerous shit to somebody, you know, or somebody who woke up this morning wasn't even thinking about being dangerous, but, you know, some type of thought or experience or, you know, presence or whatever it was got into their spirit or their mind and made them want to be dangerous and perpetrate other people today. You know, so that's just the flesh. That's just human. That's just human nature. That's just how we are, you know? So, yeah, man, like me, like I said, bottom line, I'm not about to start moving in fear. I'm not about to leave here just because of what happened. I'm going to continue doing me. Q What It Do says, Freeze is a very humble guy. I would want vengeance. But see, you got to ask yourself, right? What is that going to solve? How is that going to help? Like, And it's crazy because I already kind of got like a little info on who might have did what, right? And I'm pretty sure if I press the issue, I can find out more info and all of that type of stuff. But what justice is that gonna do me? If I go do something to the people that did that, whatever, like, how is that gonna serve me? Emotionally, it might make me feel good for a moment, but I'm not doing shit just to feel good. Like, how is it really going to serve me? How's it going to make my life better? How's it going to make me better as a person? How's it going to make the people around me better? How's it going to benefit my family and loved ones? It's not. See, we just get caught up in our feelings all the time. And then, we taught from an early age that that's the right way to be and that's the right way to see things and all that type of shit to want to get some get back and all that type of shit. But what does that do for anybody besides make them feel good for a moment? Nothing. It's not going to put an extra, zero to my name. It's not going to add any kind of value to me as a man. It's not going to do anything. So that's why you call it humility, but and it is some humility in there. But for me, it's just what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. And what doesn't make sense to me is, because see, this is what you got to understand, right? Like people who are vengeful, people that when something happens to them, they just bent on getting revenge and all that type of shit, right? That shit is heavy. Trust me, I know, because I've been wronged by people and I really, really wanted to do something to their ass. That shit is heavy, man. To be walking around with that type of energy, man, that shit is heavy. It's draining. It's distracting. You can't even focus on the shit that you're supposed to focus on because you're so focused on to get back with this person or these people. Man, that shit is heavy. And I figured out a long time ago, man, that shit too heavy for me. I ain't about to be walking around with no, vendetta towards somebody and all that type of shit, man. Life is too short. And not only that, life is too beautiful. It's too many great things to do in the world than be walking around with a chip on my shoulder, hoping that I see this person so I could do this and do that to him. Man, hell no. I got way too much better shit and important shit to do in the world, man. And then, like I say, it's just, it's just part of the game, man. It's part of life. And for those of y'all who might not have heard me tell that story, which I'm sure I've told it several times, but I'll give a brief summary of it again. But a part of what makes me this way, a part of what makes me just, not trip on when shit happens to me. When I was real young, me and my brother Smooth, man, we was in New York. I was about 20 years old. Smooth was about 23 years old. We went to New York we went from New York from Indianapolis, but we had spent a lot of time between Toledo, Ohio, and Detroit, Michigan. We was back and forth between them places on a daily, right? And when we was in Toledo, we got jumped and robbed. Smooth got pistol whipped. On account of me, I was really the one that had the beef and the issue, but Smooth was just with me, so he guilty by association. They break his jaw with the pistol, all the shit, right? Steal his ID. So fast forward, when we get to New York, Smooth ain't got no ID. He need an ID. So we thinking it's like L.A. You go to a certain area, it's people over there with the IDs. It's real easy to get. You give them a few dollars, they give you the ID. Bam, bam. It's easy, right? We thinking New York is like that, but it's not. At least not at this time in the early 2000s. And if it was, I was unaware of where it was like that. But we go to Manhattan thinking that we gonna find some people like we do in Los Angeles on Alvarado Street in 7th by MacArthur Park. We thinking it's gonna be like that. So we hit this dude up. We like, yo, man, you know where to get an ID? He like, yeah. Come with me. We go follow him to this McDonald's. He waved at this dude across the street. The dude waved back at him. He like, yeah, that's who I'm gonna give the money to. He gonna make the ID. You know, but it was all drag. It was game. So I think we gave dude like $100. And we, mind you, we just got to New York. You know, Manhattan is expensive as hell. We get there, we get a dude $100 that we really ain't got to give, you know, because we on a super tight budget. Dude disappeared. We don't see him again, right? So we like, damn, this fool done made off with our $100. This is when we first get to Manhattan, right? This is like, we probably ain't even been there 24 hours, 48 hours at best. So fast forward, I meet this little broad. I move in with her in Harlem. I'm staying with this chick in Harlem. Smooth leave town. He go back to Cali, you know. So I'm in New York with this broad. Me and her getting on the train one day. This is like a month later. I see the dude that beat me and Smooth out that $100. And I'm right. It was moments where I was like right next to him and he didn't recognize me. He didn't, because he probably get people like that all day, every day. So I tell old girl that I'm with, I'm like, that's that fool that beat us for that $100. And I thought about it because he was he was like probably a smoker or something. He was like an older dude. You know, I'm like 20 at the time. He probably close to 50, looked like a smoker. I'm like, that ain't going, I could have easily mopped him or did what dope fiend him, did whatever, you know what I mean? But I was like, more than likely he ain't got my $100. And even if he did, it's like, I just got to tighten up. You know, this how he eat. This, we in the streets. You know what I mean? It's a doggy dog world. So he was just a better man that day. It's been plenty of days where I was the better man and somebody else was a victim of me being the better man, just like I was the victim to him in that day, right? So at 20 years old, I'm thinking like this. I'm like, man, I ain't finna do nothing to this fool, man. Charge it to the game. Tighten up. Right? At 20 years old, I understood, like, if I jump on this old man and get the best of him, what is that going to do for me? How is that going to make my life better? How is that going to benefit me or anybody that I love? It's not. It might make me feel good, you know. The broad probably would have took me home and, you know, rocked my world because she probably would have been turned on by the shit and, you know. But it's like, it ain't worth all that. It really ain't. And then not just that, but, you know, like I said, he an old smoker. Like, I might have messed around, and if I would have jumped on him, I could have probably unalived him on accident. That ain't worth it. You know, and see, you have those kinds of thoughts when you not in the business of counting blessings. When you don't make it your business to count your blessings and realize how blessed you are, this is how your mind has room for them type of thoughts to creep in. Like, man, come on, man. You gonna let them fools get away with that, man? You see what they did to you? You just gonna let them get away with that shit. You ain't gonna do nothing. Hell no, man. You tripping. Then you better go get your get back. Like, that's when you're not counting your blessings. Because when you count your blessings, those thoughts just like get smaller and smaller and smaller till they vanish. And you don't even have no room in your mind for them kind of thoughts because you just spending so much time and energy counting your blessings. Like, if you really just stop and think about just count your blessings, think about how blessed you are. You know, that type of them two different types of energies that can't exist and function in the same body at the same time. It's not possible. It's like lightness and darkness, light and darkness hitting the same spot at the same time. It's not gonna happen. So get into the business of counting your blessings, man, because that's what keeps you being bigger, seeing bigger, thinking bigger, and focusing on bigger and better shit. Like if you really just like every little blessing. Man, I was in the hospital earlier, man. It was some messed up people in there. I'm in Colombia, man. It was some messed up people in that hospital. I'm just looking around like, man, my little shit ain't nothing. I felt bad because, okay, so from what I understand, the hospital that I went to, right, which Absolute, again, shout out to Absolute, he pointed me in the right direction because I was looking at hospitals online and I was reading some horrible shit about each one that I was seeing. He was like, nah, P, go to this one. And he was sending me a bunch of positive feedback about that hospital. So I went and it turned out to be good. But from something that I read, they have like a unit in the hospital for people that are not from here, like foreign people. They have a unit in the hospital where they take care of those people in that area, I guess. So I don't know if that's why I was seen so fast. But like I said, I was feeling bad because it was some people that was sitting there for a minute before they got seen. And they was fucked up. And then not just that, but like, this is one thing you definitely can't help but notice if you outside moving around in Medellin, right? It's a lot of people with missing limbs. It's so many people out here missing a leg and missing an arm, or missing both of their legs, or missing both of their arms, or missing both of their arms and missing both of their legs. Man, it's so much. You see that every day. You see that every day out here. You know what I mean? Dude came up to me the other day, both his hands from here. He got up to here on both arms. Asking me for some change and shit like that. You got to count your blessings, man. Your fingers, your hands, being able to grab shit. You know what I mean? Like, your eyes, being able to see, being able to blink, your mind functioning cool, your lips, your face, everything, man, your ears, like your feet, your toes, everything, man. Like, if you just really stop and take, because, we take a lot of shit for granted, man. But if you really just stop and think about how blessed you are, you know what I mean? And what's crazy? Some of them people be the happiest people. People that's missing a limb or something like that, or, don't have certain capabilities that you take for granted all the time. Man, them be not just some of the happiest people, but some of the hardest working people, man. This one brother that I follow on IG, man, I just like one of his videos this morning, man. Trying to remember bro's name, man. He from LA. He be working out and shit. Damn, what's bro's name, man? Damn. I really want to shout his name out. But he ain't really just popping up in my feed right now. Damn. What's bro's name, man? Shit, matter of fact, one of y'all probably know who I'm talking about. I'm sure some of y'all follow him too, man. But it's a brother from LA, man. And this brother is in a wheelchair. But this brother is so swole, so in shape. Man, this brother be in the gym acting up. From a wheelchair, he be doing dips, and he don't be doing them bullshit dips. He be doing them real dips. Don't even have the activity of his legs or his feet. This brother be hopping up on the dip bar from the wheelchair and busting down, phenomenally, body phenomenal, you know what I mean? In shape like a mug. And I've never had a conversation with bro. Of course, I think he followed me too. We done liked each other's posts and shit like that. But I ain't never chopped it up with bro or met him or been around bro or anything like that. But just looking at how he goes so hard in the gym and he's bound to a wheelchair, that tells me that he's obviously somebody who counts his blessings. You know what I mean? He's obviously somebody that counts his blessings, because you already know a lot of people in that situation will be depressed. A lot of people in that situation to give up on life. But I don't know if he uses that situation as fuel to live a more meaningful life. Like I said, I ain't never chopped it up with him, but just from my observation, he counts blessings. He's obviously somebody that counts his blessings, man. But that's just one of many examples, And like I said, man, when you counting your blessings, you don't be in the business of like holding grudges and, wanting to get back at people and be vengeful and all that type of shit, man. It ain't that serious. Right, like Mark say, Freeze, I'm 31 and lost some of my hearing on one of my ears. I never thought about my hearing until now. I appreciate my ears now. Yeah, man, you just got to count your blessings, man. Appreciate everything, every breath, everything. I appreciate every breath. Like if you just like get busy appreciating every time if you just appreciate every time you do that, man, you ain't got time to be mad at people and, worrying about individuals and shit like that. That's just like this lame ass dude. I'm not even going to say this lame's name, man. It's a damn shame. This lame got over 40,000 subscribers and, barely got any views talking shit about me last night. Talking shit about Sinful last night. Or this morning, I should say. Overnight, whatever you want to call it. But he couldn't wait to get on there, go live, and talk shit about me getting, maced and robbed and all this shit. And, of course, he going to talk shit about Sinful. Like a lot of these dudes do, man. Bless their heart. But it's just funny how somebody like that, like, dude is so mad. I haven't interacted with this guy in forever on the internet, right? And it seemed like every so often when some controversial shit happened with me on the internet, he just be in a hurry to talk about the shit. I don't know if he think it's going to get him some views, but it don't never work. You know what I mean? Like that cartoon, it'll never work. You know what I mean? His little plans don't never work. But yeah, man, dude went live last night talking shit about me. People send it to me and everything like that. And I didn't go to it because as soon as I seen who it was, they people was like, yeah, man, this dude over here talking about you, man. He talking shit, whoopty whoop. And I seen who it was. I ain't even watched that shit, man. Man, cause again, I'm in the business of counting blessings. And guess what else is a blessing? Your time. Your time is so precious, man. And I'm not going to waste a split second listening to this lame. And I already know what he doing. He talking shit about me, talking shit about Sinful. You know, because he mad at the fact that he got roasted on the Sunday Rumbles with O'Shea years ago. Notice I said Sunday Rumbles. Some of y'all don't even remember the Sunday Rumbles, you know what I mean? But if you've been following O'Shea Duke Jackson that long, then you remember the Sunday Rumbles, man. I'm talking like, this is like 2018, 2019, man. It's way back. And dude's still mad about getting roasted 6-7 years ago by Sinful. And I kind of think I roasted him too. But whatever, something about me ruffled his feathers because, like I said, every time some little controversial shit pops up about me on the internet, he can't wait to talk about it, right? But, you know, to sit up on the internet and, you know, slander somebody who's no longer with us in the living form, in the flesh, to sit up and like talk about somebody like that, you have to be miserable. I don't give a damn how they try to mask it. I don't give a damn how good they try to make themselves look on social media or whatever, man. Hey, listen, man. Remember Freeze told you this. All of them people who still talk shit about Sinful to P or even Kevin Samuels or anybody who is deceased, if you see anybody sitting there talking about somebody who is deceased, man, that person is miserable. They don't count their blessings. How you still, McCluckin, you know what I mean? Him too. You know, Mac Honky, him too. You know what I mean? Like, all of these people that just, like, they just can't resist the urge to talk shit about somebody who is deceased, man. You are miserable. I don't care what you try to say, how you try to portray yourself, what you try to do. You know what I mean? You are miserable. How you still mad at somebody that they're not even here to do whatever they did to piss you off or make you not like them or whatever. How you still mad? How you still mad? How you still holding on to a grudge against somebody who been gone almost 3 years, man? Like, for real, though. Like, how you still holding a grudge, man, against somebody who been gone 34 months? Like, for real, though. You're miserable. You know, so I'm just pointing out different examples of people who obviously are in the business of counting their blessings and people who obviously are the furthest thing from individuals who count their blessings, right? Because some of y'all might admire certain individuals, and I'm not mad at you for who you admire, right? But I just want you to pay attention to certain things, man. Like if you see certain individuals just doing certain like tacky type, because that's tacky. It's just some tacky shit to talk. It's not even manly to talk about people that are no longer here, man. You know, it's some people that, you know, I didn't look upon the most favorably who passed away, and I don't sit up and talk about those people. Like, it's even people who I really don't care for that's still here. And somebody might ask me about them, and I don't just badmouth them individuals. You know what I mean? Like the boy Slimer. Y'all know who Slimer is, man. You know, certain people be asking me about Slimer sometimes because they know me and Slimer used to be cool at one point in time. And, you know, that's the difference between me and other people. Like, even though I don't like Slimer, I know the good qualities about Slimer, and I can point those things out to somebody if they ask me about them. And, you know, I don't just go out of my business, out of my way to just like, man, hell nah, like slander him and all this. He gonna slander me though, that's for sure. Slimer love talking about me. But hey, man, I ain't mad at none of them people. Even if they talk about bro. You know, I think some people do that too because they want to get a rise out of me. They want to get a reaction out of me, so they talk bad about Sinful because they know if they get into a conflict on the internet with me, it's going to probably generate views and attention and shit like that. But I don't even be blessing them most of the time. Some people is just like A and PM. They got too much good stuff to roast them about, like Mac Honky. You know what I mean? Mac Honky he's A and PM. He got too much good stuff. So when he talk about bro, yeah, I'm gonna flame him down because it's entertaining. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do it. But, you know, other individuals, man, I ain't even gonna bless their ass. Like I said, like dude who was talking about me last night / this morning, he ain't even worth talking about. That's why I ain't said his name. And, you know, most of y'all probably barely even know who that dude is. He might have like crept into your algorithm because he put my name in the title or something. I don't know. But, yeah, man. Cool Beans. No, I ain't talking about you, man. He said, not Slimer from OKC. Nah, I'm talking about a different Slimer, man. People in the chat, they know what Slimer I'm talking about, man. Let me stop, man. I don't want no smoke with Slimer. I ain't gonna wake the dead because Slimer will probably go out his way to start talking about me again. I ain't heard him talk about me lately, even though he probably do. I ain't heard nothing about it. It ain't came across my my algorithm, so I'm gonna leave him alone, man. But y'all know me, I like to roast, man. I got the urge to roast right now, but I'm I'm a chill, man. I'm a chill this morning. Freeze be copying Sinful's laugh. I don't hear it. But you know, it ain't even copying if my laugh does remind you of Sinful. You got to keep in mind, man, me and that man was together every day for years. In traffic, riding around, listening to the same music, watching the same movies. Just, hollering at bitches together all the time, like we spent a whole lot of time around each other. And for those of y'all who have had somebody in your life like that, like your homeboy or your homegirl or whoever, somebody that was tight with you, or your brother or your sister or cousin, whoever, whoever you was like real tight with. Y'all got a lot of same similarities, like me and Smooth. Smooth is my other brother from another mother. Me and Smooth the same way. I spent so much time with Smooth. We spent so many days and weeks and months and years together. Like, a lot of people probably think we sound the same, like when we talk or laugh and all that type of shit, So that's all that is. Fire Fist say Sinful doing it live in heaven right now, roasting, cooking Freeze. That's funny. He live from heaven. T-Mac say, I live in Medellin, but Cali is my favorite city. And see, like, you see how T-Mac just said that, right? T-Mac just said he live in Medellin, but Cali is his favorite city. It's mostly from people who are not from Columbia and people who don't live in Columbia, right? That I hear this. But like even before I came to Columbia, like the hostess lady that was hosting my Airbnb, I would run into her coming and going from the Airbnb, and we would chop it up. And I told her that I was coming to Columbia, and she was like, "Don't go to Cali. They say Cali is like the most dangerous. Don't go to Cali." You know what I mean? If I listen to a whole bunch of y'all in the comment section on the last video, I'm going to be scared of Medellin. If I listen to other people, I'm going to be scared of Cali. If I listen to other people, I'm going to be scared of Bogota. That's why it ain't good to just be listening to, a bunch of naysayers and all that type of shit. Then you got to understand certain people is just pessimistic, right? Certain people just got bad opinions about and bad outlooks on everything. So me, I don't get caught up in all of that. T-Mac say, Freeze, if you get a chance, visit Cali. They appreciate their African heritage and show a lot of love. I was there during Petronio Alvarez. For sure. Yeah, I kind of do want to. I do want to go to Cali, and I do want to go to Bogota. I don't know when I'm gonna go there, but I do want to go to both of them places. I want to go check out Choco too. Speaking of African heritage, I want to go check out Choco as well. I heard some good things about Choco. Godson Stevenson says the same people saying that don't even travel or been. But you got some people that do travel and say things like that. But whether they do travel or don't, I'm not listening to, just somebody's take. Because somebody is say, man, don't mess with that glass. That glass is half full. And some other people might say, don't mess with that glass. That glass is half empty. It's the same glass, though. If you're paying attention to the side of it that's full, then you're going to get something out of it. If you're paying attention to the side of it that's empty, you ain't going to get nothing out of it. So I learned that, this is how I learned not to listen to people's opinions about cities and locations and countries and just destinations, period, right? When I come up in the game, obviously me and Sinful, we was, getting our feet wet in Vegas. And it would be times where I might be in LA or I might be on the East Coast somewhere, and I'll be talking to the people I noticed in Vegas at that time. And I'll be like, yeah, man, what's going on in Vegas, man? How's it looking, man? How the town treating you, man? Oh, man, shit, Vegas is on fire right now, man. It's treating me good, man. These bitches around here, man, checking it like the house on fire for me, man. Shit, I'm getting my issue every day consistently, man. Hunks and chunks, not kibbles and bits, man. Vegas treat me real good. Then I might talk to another partner of mine the same day. Yeah, man, how Vegas treating you, man? What's it looking like around there? Oh, man, it's fucked up, man. Shit, man. My people's constantly going to jail, man, Then the one broad, she punked out on me, and the other broad, man, she took one of my rings, some of my jewelry and shit like that, man. Pimp over here going through it, man, but it's gonna be all right, man. And then I talked to another partner of mine. Man, P, how the town treating you, man? What's it looking like? Man, you know what I mean? My I was 3 deep last week, man, but now, man, shit. It's chicken one day, feathers the next, man. Pimp over here leaking like a faucet, man. But, it's going to be all right, man. They ain't really giving me no action around here like that. I'm sweating them. You know what I mean? I'm putting the full court press down, man, but I just ain't shaking nothing loose, man. But, it's going to be all right, though, man. I got to pay for this room at 11 o'clock in the morning, man, so I'm down right now, man. It's 8 o'clock tonight, man. I ain't going in until I knock me something, man, so I can not only pay for the room, but, treat my pimping ass self to breakfast and all that type of shit. These type of conversations that you have. So it's like, when you hear about all these varying different testimonies about the same place at the same time, that taught me at a young age, like, man, I can't listen to what nobody say, man. If I'm gonna go to Vegas, I'm gonna go to Vegas, and that go for any other place. You know what I mean? If I want to go to Houston or New Orleans or Chicago or New York or DC or whatever, you know what I mean? If I want to go, I'm gonna just go because I want to go. I'm not gonna go based on what somebody said or didn't say and all this type of shit. No, I'm gonna go see for myself because I've been that person too. I've been that person in the town, man, where everybody is complaining. They not checking it like that. But guess who is checking it? Me. And I've been that person in the town where I'm one of the ones who ain't checking it. And guess who is checking it? Pimping over there. While we all over here struggling, trying to, get on our feet and put it together, man, pimping over there, running it up. Checking it like it's nobody's business. You know what I mean? I done been on both ends of the spectrum. So that's why I learned at an early age, like when people telling me about what's going on with a certain town and shit like that, I don't listen to that shit. I'm gonna go see for myself. That's just like I've been hearing all this shit about how Cali is dangerous. Look what T-Mac just said. He love it down there. So I might have to go see what Cali do. You dig? But I've been curious about it anyway, though. So. Cali, Colombia is where the most Afro-Colombians are for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check it out, man. See what it do. Yeah, real spill. That's another aspect of it too. That's another reason why you can't just go off of people's word. Real spill said people talk bad about shit just to keep you away from a good time. That's real talk. Sylvia say facts. People have their own perception, experiences, and karma. Exactly. And the cold thing about it, ain't nobody lying. All of those things can be true at the same time. Vegas can be bad. It can be great. It can be okay, all at the same time. You know what I mean? Medellin can be beautiful. It can be dangerous. It can be boring. It can be fun, all at the same time. It just depends on what you're intentional about. So that's why I don't let shit like that deter me, phase me, you dig? Joe Blast says, thanks for that, Freeze. I needed to hear that. Do what you want to do. Yeah, man. And like I've said before, people, it's just in our nature to be autobiographical. Just because I can't run a 4.40, I'm a discourage you and, oh, man, you can't run no damn 4.4. Hell no. Nah. It's only because I can't run one while I'm talking to you like that. And if you believe me, then you're going to prove me right. But if you say, you know what? I know I can run a 4.4, and you go do it, it's going to be all good. Pretty Ricky for L says, they got a saying where I'm from, the cat and the dog doesn't have the same luck. It's a good saying. I dig that for real. That's some real spill. T-Mac says, north and south sides of Cali are just as safe as Medellin. People in Cali have parties in the streets. See, I like that type of shit, man. See, you kind of get me intrigued about Cali, man, saying stuff like that. But I already been wanting to go to Cali, man, because like I said, I've been hearing more bad about it than good, but I still want to go. But you saying a lot of good about it though, so that's cool. Right, like Manilow Management Services says, when you got good game, you going wherever. And that is real talk. Sylvia say different results for different folks. That is real talk. D Magnificent says, you been to Brazil? Not yet, but I do want to go. Do want to go to Brazil. Oh, yeah, so somebody mentioned my channel earlier, man. Appreciate you. But, matter of fact, let me show y'all the new channel, man. I created a new channel. Well, it's technically not like necessarily a new channel. What it is I revamped this channel. Now, a lot of y'all probably tripped out because you probably got notifications about this video and don't know how. You see, I just started this channel yesterday, but it already got 680,000. I mean, not 80,000. One day freeze. 680 subscribers already, which really is higher than that. When you look at your studio, or maybe if I refresh, let me see. Okay, 697. So, man, appreciate y'all, man, because in about 24 hours, almost 100 people have subscribed. So, appreciate y'all for that, man. Good looking. But yeah, so this is the new channel that I decided to come with. Like I said, I had this channel created already before, and I had y'all subscribe to it. And initially, I created this channel because I wanted to have a backup channel. I lost my main channel. I was trying to have like a backup channel, even though I didn't really go very far with it, but 600 of y'all did subscribe. But I kind of just stopped messing with it. But then when I got this concept, I was almost getting ready to create a new channel. But then I said to myself, I was like, wait, I got this channel that I don't use that already has 600 subscribers. Let me just start with that. So I, of course, changed the name of the channel, changed the banner and the thumbnail and all that shit. And yeah, this is the first interview. So, Freeze is putting on his journalist hat. You dig? And I appreciate y'all's positive feedback, and all of that, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, so what this channel is about, the premise of this channel is me interviewing people who were born in a country outside of the U.S., but moved to the U.S. at a very young age, was raised in the U.S., but then for one reason or another, they was deported or, ended up not in the U.S. anymore, and now they're stuck in a country that they unfamiliar with because they grew up in the U.S. So that's how this interview with Jesus here. Jesus is the guy who I did this first interview with. He's, for those of y'all who haven't seen it, Jesus was born here in Colombia. He started going back and forth to the U.S. when he was 3 years old with his mother. By the time he was 8 years old, he was permanently in the U.S. And he lived in the U.S. from the time he was 8 until he was 40. I think he said he's 49 now. So until he was 48, because he got deported a year ago. So 42, 43 years, something like that. He stayed in the U.S., got deported, and yeah. So I did. We did a pretty decent interview, man. But how I even got this concept for this type of content, right? A few weeks ago, probably about 3 weeks ago, when I first got here, right? Like my first weekend out here. I was with this chick. We was at Pizza Hut. Of course, I wasn't eating none of that shit, but the chick I was, chilling with at the time, she wanted Pizza Hut, so I went over there with her. While we chilling at Pizza Hut, this dude started talking to me, but he's speaking like perfect English. He sound American, right? So, talking with him, he asked me if I could help him get a room, if I could spare some money for him to get a room. I said, look, I ain't got no cash, but you could order whatever you want from Pizza Hut. I got you. So he ordered some food from Pizza Hut, and I sat down with him while he was eating, and we chopping it up, and he tell me his story. He was born in Venezuela. He moved to Florida when he was a baby and was raised in Florida, and then he ended up going to prison in Florida, did 3 years in prison, and when he got released from prison, he gets deported to Venezuela, which he ends up in Venezuela at the beginning of this January of this year. He was there for like 7 or 8 months and then came down here to Colombia. He'd been here for a couple months. So as he's telling me all of this shit, I even told him, I said, you know what, man, I want to interview you, man. Like, you got an interesting story. Like, I would like to interview you. And he was like, for real? And I'm like, yeah, man, but he in the streets. He homeless, look like he probably fucking around with the dope and all that. But I say, yeah, man, I wrote my number down for him. I say, this my number, man. Like, hit me up tomorrow or anytime after that, man. I want to sit down and interview you, man. But I never heard back from him, and I ain't ran into him, But then again, the area where I've seen him at, I haven't been over there a whole lot. But it's a lot of people out here like that, man. So I'm trying to find as many of them as I can and interview as many of them as I can. So, yeah, but that's the concept for the new channel, man. And I believe in it so much. I'm kind of motivated to go to more different countries and find these types of people, man. Like, what I'm really interested in, since I got this concept, I'm really interested in going to Belize, right? Because for those of y'all who are not from LA or familiar with LA, a lot of black people that you see in LA that you think might be quote unquote African American are actually Brazilian. Especially certain neighborhoods in South Central LA, certain neighborhoods in Inglewood, other places throughout Los Angeles County. There's a very big population of Belizeans. I'm saying Brazilians. There's a big population of Belizeans in Los Angeles County, right? And a lot of them were born in Belize and moved to the U.S. when they was babies. But then, a lot of them, they come up in the hood, so they gang banging, doing all of that. A lot of them end up catching cases, going to jail or prison, and when they get released, they get deported. So I know that there are a whole bunch of Belizeans in Belize that were raised in LA and are stuck in Belize right now. So I really want to go tap in with them because they from Cali, they from LA, you know what I mean? Like, and I know how to connect with them type of people. I know it's a bunch of good interviews waiting for me in Belize, you know what I mean? So I don't know when I'm going to go to Belize, man, but that's like at the top of my list just for that reason right there, man, because I really want to go. And I know they probably ain't hard to find, man. They probably all over Belize, man, because it's so many people from LA that were born in Belize who caught cases and got deported back over there. So, yeah, I'm motivated for that. Is Belize in Brazil? Smash Rockwell. No, I was mistakenly saying Brazilian when I meant to say Belizean. But no, Belize is in Belize. Belize is its own separate country. Belize is one country. Brazil is another country. Belize is in Central America. Brazil is in South America. Two totally different places. Both places have some beautiful black people, but two different regions, two different countries. Belize and Eritrean. Yeah, it's a lot of Eritrean, just East Africans, period, in LA. A lot of Eritreans, a lot of Ethiopians, a lot of Somalians. You know what I mean? So that's probably another destination I need to have is just thinking about that. East Africa. Because Minnesota has the biggest population of Somalians outside of Somalia. Minnesota got them. So I know it's the same thing there where it's probably a lot of Somalis that was born in Somalia, moved to Minnesota when they was babies, raised there, got caught up in the streets, caught a case, went and did time in prison. Some people do 10, 20, 25 years and then get out, get deported back to Somalia. So I probably need to go tap in over there too because I know it's a bunch of good interviews waiting for me over there. You dig? So officially an expat or you travel for content purposes? Nah, I ain't no expat, man. But now that I got this concept for this new channel, it just really makes me want to go and just see where this shit go, man. Because I think it's original, man. I don't see anybody in this lane really, and if they are in this lane, they not gonna have my flavor and my perspective and my outlook on just everything that I'm bringing to the table. They not gonna be me, you know what I mean? So I just see this as a unique lane, and not just that, but it'll give a voice to people who don't have a voice. Like Jesus. He been on the streets out here in Medellin for a whole year. And, now he's able to be on a platform and give his testimony, and give people his perspective on things. And I just want to do more of that. I want to hear more people's testimonies who are in that situation, who were raised in the U.S., but were born somewhere else and they end up getting deported back to that somewhere else. So I worked outside of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Dig that. That's definitely a place I want to go is Brazil. The coldest women in Colombia are the Venezuelans for sure. Plus they love black American men. Yeah. It is a lot of beautiful Venezuelans here. Of course, I didn't know that until I got here, but yeah, it's a whole lot of the Venezuelans is deep out here. They super deep. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Bosco is 100% is a Belizean. Boris Tarpley, I believe you're right. I think Bosco is Belizean. I don't know why, but I do believe I heard him say that before. I think he is Belizean. Like I said, certain parts of LA, certain parts of South Central, a lot of them neighborhoods is predominantly Belizean. It's certain neighborhoods in Inglewood that got a lot of Belizeans, So yeah, man. I want to tap in with them people, man. Give them a voice, put them on a platform, let them get their story out there. You dig? Caracas, Venezuela is the most beautiful or is the most notorious city worldwide. That's one country I'm not going to laugh out loud. Lex Talion says, I don't know about Caracas, but I want to check out Venezuela too. My fiance from Caracas, beauty queen for sure. Yeah, but see, like that's another thing about Medellin too, man. See, like it's so many beautiful women out around here, man. I'm talking about, man. Somebody gonna like this game too. Not, they haven't liked it yet, but I just ain't made it available to the right one or ones. But yeah, just like as far as like eye candy, it don't make no sense. The eye candy in Medellin, as far as the women go, man, that shit don't make any type of sense. It's ridiculous. Everywhere you go. When I was just at the hospital right now, the chicks that work at the hospital, man, they so damn fine. You know, I'm just mad that my Spanish ain't up to par, so I can let them know, like, you don't have to, I know you probably like this job and everything like that. You know, your family probably proud of you for having this job up here. You know what I mean? But it's better things in life for you around here. You know, it's better options for you out here. You know, where you're not spreading yourself so thin, and you're gonna get more bang for your buck as far as how you spend your time around here. Though you dig, man. That's why Pimp got to get his Spanish tighter. I done got a lot better though. My Spanish has gotten a lot better just being out here. That's another thing I like about, because people ask me all the time which one I like better between Costa Rica and Colombia. I like each place for different reasons. One thing I like about Colombia over Costa Rica is that it prompts you to speak Spanish more. See, in Costa Rica, at least where I was at in Jaco, a lot of the Costa Ricans there speak English. So it's kind of like a crutch for you. If you trying to learn Spanish, once they see you American, they just off top immediately start speaking, and they speak good English. So it doesn't really put you in a position where you have to practice your Spanish a lot. You still gonna have some cases, but it's gonna be a lot of cases in Costa Rica where you don't really have to speak Spanish. Colombia, though, you're gonna have to speak Spanish. So that's what I like about here, because it makes you kind of like put your Spanish to the test. So that's one thing I like about out here. Campaigning at the ER, you dig? Yeah, man, I'm at the ER, man. The ER stand for extremely raw with this game, you dig? Yeah, baby, you know what I mean? Extremely raw with this pivot, though, you know what I mean? You know they named this ER place after my game, though, you know what I mean? Because I'm extremely raw with this shit, though, you dig? Uncut, unfiltered, unadulterated game, though, you dig? Yeah. Belize is just too poor for me, bro. There's some beautiful women there, I know that. Playdog says, ask them where they from. I bet you the 8, 9, 10 is going to say they from Cali or some small village town in the region of Venezuela. Yeah. I done met a few chicks out here that, I just be out and about, meet a chick, be talking with her, where you from? Oh, I'm from Venezuela. It's a whole bunch of them around here. D Magnificent says, didn't even know Sin at first. I found out about Sin through Freeze. R.I.P. That's what's up, man. It's a few people who found out about Sin through me, but it's way more people who found out about me through Sin. Bro was pushing me to do this YouTube shit when I wasn't even like really thinking about it. It's like he wanted me to do this shit or something. Cause I tell y'all all the time, that's how I even got started on YouTube, was because of Sinful to P. When he first started, early on, he would have me as a guest. Some of y'all probably go that far back, I'm talking about like 2015, 2000, early 2016. But Sinful used to have me on his show. And at that time, I didn't have a YouTube channel. And him having me as a guest on his show kind of created a small demand for me. So whenever I would come on there, people start asking like, man, what's Freeze's channel? Sin, do Freeze got a channel? What's his channel? And I didn't have one. So, after so much of people like, man, where your channel at, man? I'm trying to see your content too. Finally, I created a channel, which is the channel we on right now. And that's how I got started on YouTube. And here we are. We still have to get Bro's channel to 100K. Hey, Ray Gunn, we creeping on it, man. We just scratched under 2,300 away from 100,000 with Sinful to Peace channel. So Sinful to P is like a little bit under 2,300 subs away from 100,000. So we gonna get there. You know what I mean? It's coming for sure. And I have to congratulate y'all and appreciate y'all because just this morning, officially, my channel hit 45,000 subs. So, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all who have subscribed to this channel to get us up to 45,000. You dig? And still going, still growing. You dig? I appreciate y'all, man, for real. For staying tuned in to this game, man. Use the Google Translator. Lex, man, I do my best not to use the translator as much. And I've been getting better and better at that, right? I rarely have to use the translator, man. I be doing good. Even though at the hospital, probably because I was kind of like out of it, discombobulated because, everything that was going on. I had to break the translator out quite a few times while I was at the hospital this morning. But on the regular, when I be out and about moving around, if I go inside a store, a restaurant, or something like that, I'll be doing my best not to use that translator app. And I do pretty good. I do pretty good without the app. The thing about it is, at the point that I'm at now with my Spanish, I understand it better than I speak it. Like if somebody's saying something to me in Spanish, 9 times out of 10, I can pick up what they're saying. But as far as me giving a response back in Spanish, that's where I got to tighten up. And I'm getting better. I done got a whole lot better. And I'm still getting better. AE says, sometimes it's better to learn the language naturally. That's what I did when I used to go to Brazil. Actually, a dope experience learning a language dynamically on the fly. I'm mad at myself because I missed it, but out here they got a language exchange every Tuesday, right? And I was supposed to go last Tuesday, but I forgot why I didn't go. I got tied up, doing something, I don't know. But this Tuesday, which just so happens to be a real pimp's birthday, you dig, I'm going to go to that language exchange, man. Now, the language exchange, of course, I ain't never been to one. Hopefully I'll make it there this Tuesday. But basically what it is you have people going there whose first language might be Spanish, and they're going there to learn English, and vice versa. People whose first language is English, they go in there to learn Spanish. And, people, I guess, team up and come together and help each other out, learn the opposite language or whatever. So, yeah, I thought that was a pretty dope idea. So I'm going to go do that, man. Like I said, hopefully I'll make it there on Tuesday. A few of y'all saying Duolingo, man. See, I had Duolingo, man. I paid however much that shit was and didn't even mess with it, man. So I ain't gonna do the Duolingo. And it do seem like it's pretty helpful. I kind of like mess with it a little bit, just enough to see like it looked like it worked. But I prefer this. I prefer being in a country where everybody speaks Spanish, and it puts me in a position where I gotta speak it to real people in real time. That's the way I prefer to learn. How has the fruit been out there? To be honest with you, I haven't had a whole lot of fruit, but the little bit of fruit that I've had been good. The vegetables is fire though. Vegetables been good, man. Vegetable game been on point. I've been heavy on the veggies, man, and they are good. I can't say that. Gold Sense says, sorry to hear about the mugging, brother. Shit do happen. I'm from Detroit. A lot of shit happen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You know, I appreciate the well wishes, though. But, yeah, man, like you said, Detroit, man, and all over the world, man, it's human beings everywhere. And all of us got the potential to be bad. All of us got the potential to be scandalous, dangerous, all the shit. So that's why I'm not going to run away from Colombia just because some bullshit happened to me here. If that's the case, I would have been ran away from America because a whole bunch of bullshit happened to me in America. I don't think no other place in the world could top the bullshit that I've been through personally in America. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm going to go to another country and experience more bullshit than what I have in America. And I ain't ran away from there, so. It is what it is. See, Bill good peoples, man. He always, Bill always doing the good deeds, man. Bill just posted the link to the new channel, Lost in Foreign Land, Deported. And I just pinned it at the top of the chat. That's my new channel for those of y'all who don't know, where I'll be interviewing people who were raised in the United States but deported to another country that they were born in, like Colombia, for instance. And if you ain't subscribed yet, man, go ahead and subscribe and make sure you hit that bell when you do. You dig? Appreciate you. During your recovery, will you be active on the Patreons? Yeah, man, I do got to get back active on there, man. And it's a few things that I've wanted to do with mine and with Sinful's Patreon. So, yeah. Man, I hate this shit. I hate not being able to be active the way that I want to. But it's all right, though. Can't keep a good pimp down for too long, you dig? But on another note, you know, it's a trip, right? Right before this shit happened, because like I told you, I've been eating once a day. And what I believe I also told y'all in the last live is I do my best to get 10,000 steps each day before I eat, which I did last night. I finished my 10,000 steps, and right when the bullshit happened, I kind of was like in the process of finding somewhere around there to eat, because unfortunately for me, like if I'm out and about, it ain't really too many places that I could eat. They got some places that got like roasted chicken and grilled chicken though, and I was trying to find somewhere like that when the bullshit happened. But I didn't eat last night, so what time was it? I think I ate the night before. What was that? Thursday night. The last time I ate was Thursday night. I believe it was like like between 9 and 10 o'clock, like probably closer to 10 o'clock. I'll just say 10 o'clock. So it's 10:39 right now, so I haven't eaten in over 36 hours. And you know what? Man, I'm not even like starving. I'm not even like really hungry. Oh, no. I take that back. I'm tripping. It ain't been 36 hours because I just ate some eggs this morning. Eggs and avocado. I ate that this morning, so before I went live. I ate that about 8 o'clock. So I went like 34 hours without eating. Tripping. Yeah, I went like 34 hours without eating, man. But I wasn't like starving though. I wasn't, you know, I was cool. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, man, one thing that makes it easy for me to go so long without food is because I don't eat all that shit that has shit in it to make you addicted to it. You know, all that bread, all that rice, tortillas, cookies, ice cream, chips, you know, all of that shit, they got shit in it to make you addicted to it. You know, most notably sugar. I don't eat all that shit. So when you don't eat like that, you don't have those like cravings and those like feeling of like starving, like I gotta eat, man. Shit, man, I ain't had nothing to eat since this morning, man. Or I ain't had nothing to eat since last night, man. Shit, man, I gotta eat, man. I can't think straight. Man, I gotta eat, man. Shit, I can't do this, I can't do that till I eat, man. I don't have them feelings, man, because like I said, I don't eat all that shit. You know? So Pimp been doing good. Bill says 10K steps is 5 miles. That's solid work. Yeah, man, I've been pretty good about it too, Bill. Some days, it's been quite a few days out here that I've walked 20,000 miles. 20,000 steps. 20,000 miles. 20,000 steps. Just the past week, I think I've had like 3 days out of the past 7 where I've walked 20,000 steps. You dig? Potbelly Sanchez says, I haven't been around in a while. Man, you okay, Freeze? Yeah, man, pimping good, man. You know, no sweat. Everything is all good, man. We blessed around here. But listen, man, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing on up. Let me make sure I got everybody before we get up out of here. Oh, no. Hold up. Wait. Sucker repellent. Good looking once again with the $2 holler. P, you got your Colombian stripes now. I guess so. I didn't ask for them, but they sure gave them to me. For sure. Good looking. Nidamu the Great. Good looking with the $2 holler. Appreciate you. Ray Gunn. Once again, as always. Good looking with the $5 holler. Brother, as long as you are okay is what matters. But when are you ready for this roast session? Yeah, that would be good, man. We're going to have to do that real soon. You know, Pimp always ready for that. You dig. Brother Bill, as always. I think I might have shouted Bill out already, but if not, once again, Brother Bill, you dig? Good looking with the $2 holler. Glory to God for this game. Long live Philip Brandon Gilmore. Warming up. Dig that. Getting the warm up in, man. Man, you know what? I might do some push-ups and some crunches and some leg lifts or something. I'm gonna do something around here, man. I think I could do some push-ups. I hope it don't hurt my leg too bad or nothing like that. I think I could do it. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'll probably do some push-ups today. Stoned in the Glass House. Good looking with the $5 holler. Peace, Freeze. Do you have a business email? You can just email me at freezeisit@gmail.com. You dig? But yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up. Put some more love in my body before we go. I'm doing some pull-ups and dips before my client gets here. Dig that. Potbelly Sanchez says, what's the Cash App, P? The Cash App, I'll be skeptical about saying the name because sometimes people spell shit wrong and send it to the wrong thing. I had it happen before. But anyway, the Cash App tag is just like you see it on the channel. Freeze is it. That's the Cash App. So $, like everybody's Cash App start with a $. Freeze is it. Just like it's spelled right here on this channel. Freeze is it. And I appreciate that, man. Potbelly Sanchez, appreciate you asking for the Cash App. O-Dog says, glad you okay, Freeze. Man, I appreciate you. Bro, if you learn fluent Spanish and lived in Colombia, you be a living legend, 16. The game is wide open down there. Hey, man, shit, you never know, man. We gonna see what it do. You dig? But yeah, man, we gonna wrap this thing on up, man. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate you for all the comments, questions, jokes, input, feedback, all that good stuff. I appreciate you for sharing this video. I appreciate you for subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all the super chats, the Cash Apps, the PayPals. I appreciate your support in every which way that it comes with it, man. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Freeze is it. If you out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out.